Okay, look, this is like my fifth time attempting to record this video and complete it. I really hope you enjoy it. So I'm coming through just to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a wonderful, safe, and amazing holiday season filled with nothing but joy and laughter and peace of mind. And just to share some of my favorite Christmas movies with you. So if you want a couple of suggestions about some films that you should check out while you're avoiding that really embarrassing conversation with your aunt who keeps asking you when you're going to get married and have a baby in the kitchen, just keep watching this and you'll find something to watch in the meantime. Hey friend, it is Simply T again, okay? And I'm back with some good news, goodies for you. But before we get into all of that, I want to share my top 10 Christmas movies of all time. Now, first things first, I've already told you that I'm not a holly jolly Christmas type of person. So my Christmas movie list may not include films that come to mind when you think of Christmas. But technically, these are films that I consider to be Christmas movies. They're either based on the Christmas holiday or the story in the movie is set around Christmas time or the holidays. So let's get started. All right, so the first one is going to be Mean Girls. Yes, I put Mean Girls on the list. It's a cult classic. I mean, it's just an overall really funny film that I think everybody should watch. So this is the classic tale of a new girl who is new to school and is kind of trying to find her way and her place in the ranking system in high school, whether it's the unfriendly black hotties or, you know, the goths or whatever else. And of course, everybody knows the queen bees of this high school are the Plastics, the ultimate popular elite group that everybody wants to be a part of. So basically, she catches the eye of the ex-boyfriend of the leader of the Plastics, and at the same time is challenged by her newest friends to infiltrate the Plastics and steal their burn book. So it's a pretty funny movie. It is a social commentary on bullying and you know, peer pressure in groups in school, but it's just really funny, and it's probably one of the most quotable movies you'll ever watch. If you've already seen the film, you know about the infamous Jingle Bell Rock performance during the holiday talent show scene. And it's probably one of the funniest scenes of the entire movie, and just the talent show in general was super hilarious with like Kevin G's performance and all of that. But I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it already. Now you know how I feel about scary movies. They're my favorite type of films to watch. So my next movie that I think you should check out is Better Watch Out. It's about this babysitter. I know, you've heard this one before. Her movie, Babysitter, it goes hand in hand. She's watching this 12-year-old kid. Freaky stuff starts happening around the house. The lights go off, they get a brick through the window, threatening them not to leave the house. It gets pretty scary right from the jump. I love me a good plot twist, and I really don't want to spoil this one for you, but this was probably one of the freakiest plot twists I've ever seen in a movie before. It's a little on the disturbing side, but not more disturbing than the potato salad with the raisins in it. I said it. All right. Now, if I'm going to talk about Christmas horror films, I'm not going to make a list without putting this movie on it. Child's Play. Yes, the original Child's Play, okay? So this is a lesson to all of my parents out there who were throwing bowls in Walmart and Target trying to get to that perfect toy, that perfect gift for this holiday season. Put some holy water on them, you know, do a background check, do whatever it is you gotta do. Test the toy out first before you pass it on to your kids, okay? This serial killer, Charles Lee Ray, is hiding out from the cops, and he apparently knows voodoo. Basically, his grand plan to get away from the cops and live another life is to transfer his soul via voodoo, which was a bunch of gibberish, to the body of a doll in the toy store where he's hiding out. That particular toy or doll gets picked up by a hardworking mom who has a son, Andy, who has been dying to have one of these dolls. So she brings him home, and Andy and this doll become the best of friends until stuff starts happening. And by stuff happening, I mean like people dying by strangulation and getting thrown out of windows of tall buildings. So yeah, while I'm in the 80s, I'm going to dial the time machine just a little further back for this one. And the next movie on my list is Trading Places, okay? This is probably one of my favorite Eddie Murphy roles that I've seen him play. He's a street hustler, down on his luck, a con artist, kind of moving through life, and he bumps into this upper class young stockbroker who's played by Dan Aykroyd. They end up being the subject of a very crazy, cruel bet placed by two super rich brothers. And when they find out that they are the butt of the joke and the bet is about them and how they can switch places in life, they team up together and create some of the craziest hijinks on screen of all time. And who's going to make a list of all the craziest Christmas movies or scenes without thinking of Dan Aykroyd drunk, filthy, in a Santa suit? Iconic scene. You gotta watch it. So this one is a remake of a remake, but a different storyline. Look, like I said, we'll make another video about how I feel about remakes nowadays. That's a totally different conversation. But this one was actually pretty decent. I'm talking about Black Christmas. This time in this storyline, Black Christmas featured a masked, mysterious serial killer that is stalking a bunch of sorority girls around campus, and they finally zero in on this one girl and her sorority sisters in the home. And you know, typical slasher movie stuff ensues. Screams, girls running and falling down and tripping over air, jump scares, all that good stuff. I think this might have been one of the last movies I saw last year before the movie theater shut down earlier in 2020, which is crazy. This is one of the last movies I remember seeing in the movie theater before we couldn't go to movie theaters anymore. So that's pretty interesting. Even though it starts off as a slasher film, I will say the plot twist to this one and the social commentary about gender roles and all types of things that go on between guys and gals. I've already told you I'm not always a fan of modern horror films, but I'll give this one a pass. I'm not a fan of romantic comedies, but this is, if nothing else, one, if not a few, of the exceptions to the rule. Talking about The Preacher's Wife. Not the original, but this remake, because this remake had a little seasoning in it this time, if you know what I mean. Whitney Houston, Denzel Washington, Courtney B. Vance, Loretta Devine, Jennifer Lewis, music, comedy. Shall I go on? Everything you need in a movie is in this one. Courtney B. Vance plays the pastor of a struggling church. He has a conversation with God and asks him for some help. All of a sudden, he runs into this friendly stranger who is played by Denzel Washington, who's an angel in disguise. Things start to turn out for the better. Now, I know it's a little messy, but am I the only one that was really wanting Whitney to fall in love with the angel? Like, is that, I don't know. And if no other reason why you should check this out, this movie created one of the best soundtracks of all time. One of the best soundtracks of all time. If you have a Pandora playlist, Spotify, anything out there playing right now while you're cooking in the kitchen or spending time with your family, I guarantee one, if not two, of the songs from this soundtrack are on that playlist. I mean, it's just that iconic. It's a timeless movie. Okay. So we're gonna take a few steps out the church, onto the street, cross the street, onto the porch, and get a little ratchet with this one. I'm talking about Friday After Next. Ice Cube is back again, and this one is the second sequel of the iconic 1995 film Friday. This time, Craig and Day Day are back again, living in their own spot, their own apartment. They moved into the hood, and pretty much they spend this entire movie avoiding getting shot, avoiding getting robbed again by a rather skinny, ridiculous looking Santa Claus slash burglar. I think I enjoyed Friday After Next a little bit or a lot more than I enjoyed Next Friday. They just have a crazy on-screen chemistry. The two of those guys are always a great pair to watch, and you can kind of see the moments where they're improvising and going off script, and it's super perfect. So if you're in the mood to kind of laugh and you need to lift your spirits, definitely throw this on and enjoy. Okay, so if you're tired of the romance and you're tired of the slasher film, you want to get into something a little more explosive, literally, you should definitely check this Christmas movie out. Die Hard, yes. Bruce Willis crawling through tunnels of a building, okay? Yeah, this is your ultimate old school, cheesy bad guy lines movie. Bruce Willis plays a police officer who is estranged from his wife, and he just wants to see his daughters for Christmas, so he comes to visit them. Basically, he shows up to his wife's holiday party, and of course is taken over by some international terrorists, and there's nobody else around to help these people who just came to drink and get their Christmas bonus. Okay, he becomes the hero and saves the day, and apparently he saves it so well that they had to make like 18 other Die Hards, which is cool. But this one is pretty dope, and I just think it adds that little extra you know, it's like putting a grenade-shaped ornament on a Christmas tree. It's just lovely. So you remember in my Christmas question tag video when I told that really embarrassing story about how I legit thought my dad was an undercover Santa while I was growing up? You're probably still laughing about that. But apparently it wasn't that ridiculous of a storyline or a concept, because these writers created this film, The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen, and he plays a single dad just trying to reconnect with his son, and he ends up accidentally throwing the real Santa Claus off his roof and injures Santa Claus. So to make sure that he stays off the naughty list, he agrees to help take over Santa's duties at the North Pole and make sure that all of the gifts get delivered to all the kids on the nice list right before Christmas. So this one is super funny. He literally becomes Santa day by day, and his belly grows bigger and he grows a beard, and eventually he can't keep the secret anymore and he has to bring his son along. So this one is pretty funny. If you like watching that movie, you should definitely check out the other sequels that came after it. Now, you know, I could not close out my top 10 Christmas movie list without Home Alone. You knew that. You knew that. You were probably just waiting for me to say Home Alone through the whole video, weren't you? I bet you were. So basically, Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, and a whole lot of other great stars kind of brought this movie to life in a way that I will never get tired of watching over and over again. Kevin is one of 5 siblings and 6 cousins in the same house, and the whole family's getting ready for Christmas vacation. Thinking about being with that many people in the house, playing with all my toys, putting their feet on my head while we all trying to sleep in the same room is just insane. So I can understand why he was super duper annoyed. Kevin can't take his family anymore, and he's tired of getting in trouble for dumb stuff, and they get into an argument. Next morning, everybody heads to the airport, and his trifling parents realize after they get to the airport that they left Kevin back at home. So Kevin is home alone. Home alone. Home alone. Just when he thinks he's got the house to himself and he is the king of the castle, that's when things get really interesting, because two goofy burglars try their hardest to break into the house and take whatever they can. And what happens after that is the most hilarious brand of physical comedy I've ever seen in my entire life. This boy tore these burglars up. Okay, definitely check out Home Alone. And some might say that Home Alone 2 was even funnier, and that technically is a Christmas movie, but I couldn't mention Christmas movies without mentioning the first Home Alone. So I definitely think you should pair those up and watch the two of them back to back, because they are hilarious. That is my top 10 list of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. And if you think there's something else that I should check out that maybe you didn't see on my list, go down in my comments and let me know what your favorite Christmas movies are. Okay, no tear jerkers though, because I'm already a crybaby. I boo-hoo very easily with movies, so don't give me something too mushy. I don't know, I can't take that type of stuff. Now that I've got that out of the way, I'm super excited. And before I wish you guys a good night, I have to share my two 1K subscriber giveaway winners for you guys. So I use this app called Pick Me, and I entered everybody's name that entered into my giveaway with my last video into this random picker, and these are the two names that were chosen on this app. So these are two very dope individuals who are always super sweet and very supportive, and I'm so happy that I can share my newest milestone victory with you guys with this cash giveaway. So congratulations, guys. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I will be reaching out to you guys individually for your information so I can get those cash giveaway prizes away to you ASAP, okay? Because I want you guys to hit those after Christmas sales like I'm about to do, okay? Guys, thank you as always for clicking play on this video, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.